All right, so today we're going to be unboxing this HiTEC 845 Monster Torque waterproof servo for my DBXL. This is more or less a 5th scale servo, and it is a programmable digital servo as well. If I'm not mistaken, you have to have HiTEC's digital programmer to do that. So that might be kind of a next step for me to take in the future. But for right now, we're really just wanting to use this to replace this burnt out servo, the Spektrum 901, which this servo, if I'm not mistaken, is supposed to be rated to 6 volts, basically for the nickel metal battery that comes with the DBXL stock. Of course, I've upgraded my battery to this 7.4 LiPo battery, and I think ultimately the servo just couldn't handle it, and it wound up burning out because it smelled pretty bad. You can definitely tell some electronics got burnt in here. So figured it was time to go ahead and replace it. Now this bad boy here did cost me $100, which I guess not horrible considering that POS there is $80. And this thing should serve its purpose. So, and right now we're going to be looking at 698 ounces of torque compared to the 250 ounces of torque that this produced. So we're looking at almost triple the power going to my turning wheels, which that thing very much needs. So anyways, let's get to opening this thing up and see what's in there. Wow. Got that beauty there. Boy, she's nice. Nice aluminum heat sinks on the side. Very nice. Got some weight to it too. And it is the exact same size as this 901 Spektrum replacement. So it should, in theory, slip right in with not too much problems. We'll see. So we have some different servo arms here, which I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with how servos are rated. So you see the 698 ounces inch, right? The OZ/IN inch. So basically what that is going to mean is you're going to get 698 ounces of torque at 1 inch from center line of your drive gear. So here you go out to about 1 inch, which I don't have my tape measure in front of me, unfortunately, would be one of these holes here, okay? And if you put your steering linkage in one of these holes, then you will achieve the 698 ounces of torque, okay? If you extend it further out than 1 inch, you're gonna get less torque, okay? If you extend it a little bit further in, you're gonna get even more torque, okay? Now, obviously that affects throw as well. The further out on this arm, the more throw you're gonna have. The further in on this arm, the less throw you're gonna have. But ideally, you wanna try and keep it right here in that 1 inch range, unless you just need to extend it a little bit more and don't necessarily need the entire amount of torque. This comes with it as well, which is awesome because my DBXL is red, except I only need a single-sided arm, not a double-sided arm. But I might see if it works. I like it. So anyways, and then what I did too, because I knew this servo had a heat sink with fins, and of course this one has no heat sink. And then of course too, the DBXL comes in this complete case here that entraps, basically puts a sleeve over the servo, basically holding the heat in, which probably shouldn't be too big of an issue, but I did want to just go ahead and not to decrease the structural ability of this casing here, but I wanted to put these 5 holes here just to kind of add a little bit of air to this heat sink. And then of course on this side you got a little bit of a rise here, which adds a little bit more airflow here. I don't think overheating is going to be an issue with this because I'm not going to be pushing it anywhere towards its limit. But I figured why not while I'm here. And so then another thing is, so this looks like a 15 tooth here. And I ordered because, ironically, HiTEC, even on their website, I ordered my Servo through Amazon. Amazon specified an industry standard, I believe is 24 tooth output. And then of course, HiTEC's website even said 24 tooth output. So I went ahead and got a 24 tooth output arm, even though I also read that it is only a 15 tooth, which it is. Why the website is misleading and tells you otherwise, I don't know. But I wanted to take my chances. I didn't want to take my chances, so I went ahead and got this as well, which I will be sending back because I obviously don't need that. And that's obviously for a lot smaller than a 5th scale servo. So maybe that's the standard for a 10th scale. I just do not know why HiTEC specifies that it has this, doesn't even say, 24 tooth, I guess it is. But anyway, so that's basically it. I can't wait to get this thing put in on my DBXL, and of course I will show you the power difference. Well, I guess I can't because that one's burned up, but if you have a DBXL, you know how weak that stock servo is. And this is going to be adding triple the power, and I am so excited. Much needed upgrade. Anyway. All right. So as you can see here, the HiTEC 845 monster torque servo is installed. I did put the linkage here at exactly 1 inch. The stock arm was actually out 1 more than the 1 inch. So giving it a little less than even the 250 ounces of torque. Just pathetic for trying to turn these monster tires. But anyway, it was a very, very tight fit. We have just a slight gap in between there. And I don't see there being too much of an issue because them flanges on the servo are just so thick. If I had some small washers, I'd probably space that out a little bit better. But I think as for right now, I'm gonna let it run and it should hold pretty tight. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. I got my 7.4 lithium in there. Go ahead and crank this. I hadn't made any adjustments on endpoints or anything like that. I basically just wanted to get this set up and get it in here. And so we got that on there. And now we're gonna show you here. All right, so let's see what kind of power this thing really generates. Now I know with this DBXL sitting here on that stock servo, it would not turn these tires just sitting here on this wood table. We just want to check out what kind of power we got here. Wow. No hesitation. Instant. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.